Now, if you had the time machine and you would go back, not even that far, I would say 6 years in the past, and you would show people this video, they would think it's satire. If you were to write a book about this, they would say that your book is garbage. Like, EFAP would take it, and they would be like, no, this is ridiculous writing, absolutely bizarre, completely inconsistent, illogical. No, we do not recommend this book. So let's see what is actually happening in the United States of America. Again, this is not fiction, this is reality.
Sheetz is being sued over its hiring practices. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filed the suit this morning. It claims that the way Sheetz bases employment on criminal records disproportionately screens out Black, Native American, and other multiracial applicants, and that this violates federal law. The suit does not accuse Sheetz of being motivated by race when making hiring decisions. We have reached out to Sheetz for comment, but so far we have not heard back.
So this is CBS News, right? Like, it's not some blogger, it's not some random person. Like, they're basically saying that the Biden administration is suing this company, Sheetz, for discriminating against minorities because they require that all the applicants first pass a criminal record background check. And the Biden administration is saying, well, actually, this is disparaging towards minorities, which is basically the Biden administration saying that, well, they have a lot of criminal records. Am I understanding this correctly? My God, like, we are at this point, right? It's almost as if Democrat voters are considered good people, and by definition, everything good people do is right and justified. So, if good people end up breaking into stores and taking stuff, then you can't be against that, because that's what good people do, I suppose. I don't even know how to take this. Again, like, I live in Eastern Europe. This is very bizarre and alien and foreign to me. This type of culture is absolutely ridiculous. But take into account that it's very difficult at this point not to claim that politicians do want crime. I mean, in San Francisco, when Chairman Z came along, they managed to clean up the entire city within a couple of days. So it is doable. And not only that, but I remember they were bragging about how they didn't have to spend any extra money in order to do it. I don't know if they lied or that's actually true, but that would be even more concerning. And then you have Gavin Newsom coming along and saying, well, of course, you know, when you have guests, you gotta clean up the place. And I'm like, no, Gavin. The place should be cleaned up regardless if you have guests or not. Like, my house is tidy. No one is coming to visit this week, but guess what? If you come into my house unannounced, it is tidy. So we're at the level where a convenience store chain with hundreds of outlets in 6 states is hit with a discrimination lawsuit. Like, again, take into account that in America, and I've seen many companies, especially in the entertainment and social media industry, saying that we want to hire based on diversity. So if you're a minority, if you're a woman, if you are part of the LGBT community, if you're basically, literally, if you're everything besides straight white man. I mean, it's implied, right? Like, they don't outright say it, but it's implied that if you are anything but, they will consider you for hiring. And again, it's really interesting because you should hire people based on skills. You shouldn't just give a job as a medal to someone for being born correctly. But apparently, that's not discriminatory. What is discriminatory is doing background checks on people. It's something that's done in my country as well for certain jobs. Like, for instance, if I was to want to become a teacher, they would do a background check on me to see if I don't have a criminal past. Or if you want to become a doctor or if you're a lawyer, they do background checks on you. I think even for a driving license, they require that you get a background check. Don't you actually get background checks in the United States even if you want to own guns? Like, isn't that the government requiring you to do it? So by this definition, isn't the government racist itself? I don't think they're going to win this lawsuit unless there is something that the mainstream media isn't reporting on, unless there's something there, but I wouldn't put it past the fact that the prosecutor is incompetent. Like, legitimately, he doesn't understand the legislation. He's just ideologically possessed, and he looks at this thing, doesn't sit right with him, so he decided to file a lawsuit. I can't explain it any other way. But apparently the Sheetz convenience store chain has been hit with a lawsuit by federal officials who allege that the company discriminated against minority job applications. They operate more than 700 stores in 6 states, and they discriminated against anyone that's not white. President Joe Biden stopped by Sheetz for snacks this week while campaigning in Pennsylvania. I don't know why you need to mention this, but like, yeah, I mean, obviously it's a major brand. It's not like this fringe place that you find in the corner of some dark alley. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filed suit in Baltimore against other places, against Altoona, Pennsylvania-based Sheetz, and 2 subsidiary companies, alleging that the chain's long-standing hiring practices have disproportionate impact on minority applicants, and thus run afoul of federal civil rights law. This is, like, no, seriously, I find it difficult to read this. It's so bizarre. Again, it's so foreign to my Romanian culture that I am just aghast. But you know what? Maybe in 5 or 10 years, we too will be as forward-thinking as the people from Pennsylvania. They say that they do not tolerate discrimination of any kind. No, you should discriminate based on criminal and non-criminal. Like, law-abiding citizens, and citizens as well, should have certain privileges that criminals and non-law-abiding citizens do not. This is not even up for debate. This is what every single society does, everywhere around the world. This is, my God. Diversity and inclusion are essential parts of who we are. No, I thought that freedom is an essential part of who America is, but I guess I'm not with the times anymore. We take these allegations seriously. We have attempted to work with the EEOC for nearly 8 years to find common ground and resolve this dispute. The privately held family-run company has more than 23,000 employees. The lawsuit was filed in federal court, and this is also on the day that Biden stopped at a Sheetz market. Federal officials said that they do not allege Sheetz was motivated by racial animus. I love this. You can be racist without being motivated by racial animus. Only in Biden's America is this possible. Like, such levels of magic. Holy shit. But they take issue with the way that the chain uses criminal background checks to screen for job seekers. The company was sued under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits workplace discrimination on the basis of sex, race, religion, and national origin. So, literally, they're contradicting themselves even before the lawsuit. They're saying, yeah, we don't believe that they take racial animus, but we think they discriminate based on race? Like, how the fuck can you do that? If you don't have racial animus, and you're asking for background checks, this is not a racial discrimination. And people go like, why is this clown world? I'll tell you why it's clown world. Because if this lawsuit fails, and they just ended up wasting taxpayer money, this prosecutor will not be forced to resign. Now, if this prosecutor says a racist joke on Twitter, then he gets fired. But if he manages to waste taxpayer money like this, if he harasses companies like this, then it's fine. I mean, what message are you sending to other companies? It's like, hey, you better start hiring some criminals, because otherwise you're going to get sued by the government. Again, like their problem is not with minorities. They're saying there is no racial animus. But what they are saying is that you're not allowed to do background checks on the people you're hiring. This is mind-numbing. Are you guys seeing this? Is it just on my screen? Huh? Jesus. Let me know what you guys think. Well, actually, maybe you shouldn't in this case. It's so bizarre, I don't even want to know. Maybe my faith in humanity will be completely deconstructed. But I'll see you in the comment section nonetheless. Take care.